Hello, it's Leslie here. Today I'm going to look at Zipp's Speedbox 1 and 2. So they each come in a cardboard packet like this, zip tied there to the outside, and the little straps come inside that part, inside that triangular section there. So it's good to see it's mostly eco packaging. They appear to be made in Taiwan. So first off, I bought this Speedbox 1, which is the most aerodynamic of the three. They come in 3, and I thought, you know, that will be pretty good for what I need, and I just bought 1. When it arrived, I didn't really realize how small it was. So here's my mobile phone, and that's how big it is there. It's very long and skinny, and it kind of takes up nearly half the top tube of your bike, but it's not that practical because you can't fit that much stuff in it. So there's like a credit card, and a credit card barely fits inside. If you fit a credit card inside, you might have trouble zipping it up. So at first I used it for a while and I wasn't sure what to put in there because I'm also using a saddlebag. So my idea was to put my food in here and keep the tools in the saddlebag. But I don't even think some energy bars would fit in here. Maybe not even a power bar might not fit in here. I don't know. It comes with this little side pocket thing. So it sat on my bike for a while unused, although I didn't want to take it off. Eventually I started using it, but I realized that I probably got the wrong one, so I bought this one. To review it more fairly, I thought, you know what, I'll buy another one, the one that looks a bit more practical. And I'm happier with this one. I put this on my bike, I swapped them over. I've been using this. You can fit some inner tubes in there and tools. This would probably replace your saddlebag if you wanted to. This one is really kind of small. The number 1 is much smaller than I thought. So I've put the number 1 on my road bike and the number 2 on my training sort of hybrid bike. The number 3 I think is a bit too tall and it would stick above the headset, like above the top cap of the headset, so I didn't buy that one. So I think this middle one is the kind of like the mama bear type of size that's sort of semi-aero and the nicest shape and the nicest size, because initially I couldn't really decide. So they have these kind of aero dimples there on the side. I'm not sure how much difference that makes, but that's the feature there. It's one of the few Zipp parts I could actually afford. I've had some Zipp wheels back in the day, but now I probably couldn't afford them. The straps are kind of long, very long, and if you have a small top tube, small diameter top tube, you'll have to loop them around, and it can be a bit of a pain because you have this extra strap hanging out, so you have to feed it through. It can be a bit of a pain. I would like to see them take a bit more care when making them, because first off, this one arrived, number 1 arrived, and if you look at it, I'll show you, it's kind of, that part up there is not really in the center it's a little bit mong, we would say here in Australia. You know, if you look edge on, it's not really like the seam showing on one side and not the other. So it's kind of not made that well. when the second one arrived, it arrived with this kind of dent there, which I thought it might fix itself, but it seems to have stayed there. Maybe I can fix that with steam or something from a kettle. So, okay, I could forgive him for that because that might have been damaged during transport. But the other one it's not made as neatly as it could be. During use, I noticed that unless the straps are really tight, it kind of tilts from side to side a little bit. And I was always adjusting it, so that can be a bit of a pain. Especially with this one, this longer one, if you're the type of person that when you get off your bike and you rest your leg, your thigh on the top tube, this gets in the way. You know how you see those pro cyclists, they kind of when they're off the bike, the saddle's too high, but the top tube then is at just the right height, so they kind of lean on that. Well, you'll be leaning into this and it will move to the side, so that's not that good. But anyway, I've kept this one on my bike. I find it handy as a bit of additional space. It's not going to replace my saddlebag. I have decided to put one saddlebag on each bike so that all of the tools are there and I don't have to swap saddlebags every time, because I've been caught out with the wrong size inner tubes or missing the CO2 adapter. So I've got my tools multiplied by 5 for all the bikes I have and 5 saddlebags. I'm not going to buy 5 of these though, but I think it's nice to have some additional space for maybe some arm warmers or something like that. What is kind of handy is you can access it directly without turning around or having to get off the bike, which is usually you have to get off the bike if you want something out of your saddlebag. So this is kind of nice that you don't have to step off your bike to access things. What else do I have to say about it? Not much else. It's made of this, what I like about it is it's made of this EVA type of material. So I only like saddlebags that are made of that stuff. Like for example, that they because they retain their shape a little bit better than that Cordura stuff, that stuff that they make backpacks out of. I don't like saddlebags and things that are made of that because they just compress and fall flat. So it's kind of nice that it's a nice shape, that it keeps its shape. That's what I like about it. That's right. One of the things I'm going to say that I don't like is that because Zipp is part of the SRAM group now, SRAM and Zipp and all the above have introduced this region ban. So if you want this, you have to buy, and you're in Australia like me, you have to buy it from an Australian retailer. If you try to buy Zipp products from overseas, they won't send it to Australia. It says this product is not shippable to Australia. Now here, this cost 60 Australian dollars, which, well, I've seen more expensive saddlebags. This one costs more, but overseas, I've seen this as cheap as $35. And so we're paying this premium for the distribution, and it's not really fair, it's discriminatory, and I think they should scrap the whole region ban thing. But that's just what I think. That's one of the things I don't like about Zipp and SRAM at the moment. So that's about all I have to say. Oh, one other thing is that it doesn't come with any reflective piping or any reflective thing. Now a lot of other, if you look at a lot of other saddlebags, that there is all reflective. You might not ride at night so much, but I ride in the afternoon. Let me refocus that. I ride in the afternoon all the time. I never ride in the morning. And sometimes if I'm a bit late, I'm coming home a little bit after dusk. So it's nice to have a bit of reflective stuff. And it's the kind of stuff, you know, if most of your accessories have a bit of reflective stuff on them, all together, the cumulative effect, it's, you know, if you have some reflection on your helmet and this and that, it makes you more visible. But there's nothing reflective on this, so I think it would be nice if in the next version they have some sort of reflective surface, either the logo or the piping that I just showed you or something else, because it just adds to the visibility. And if you're a decent cyclist, you should care about visibility because, well, you're putting yourself out there among cars and things. I assume if you're on a road bike fan like me, and then you can have accidents and things. So yeah, it would be nice if there was some reflective things on there. Lastly, I mean, the zipper's okay. I didn't have any issue with the zipper. What's nice is the zipper thing comes together so that it appears to be fairly waterproof. I say waterproof, but it's not waterproof, but it's one of those zippers, right, where you don't see the little teeth. And that's about all I have to say, really. Thanks for watching. Oh, what I wanted to say is I wouldn't buy this one again. I wouldn't, if knowing what I know now, I wouldn't buy that one. But I probably would buy that one again, you know, if I had a time machine or something. Yeah, I think this one's good. But not this one, because it's just not that practical for storing things. So that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. Bye.